Hi everyone, we're doing video number 2. Holly wanted a way for me to show you guys how to use the oils, breaking it down Barney style is what she called it. So that's what the video is for. We just did a video, but my iPad died like 2 minutes into it. So I already applied Thieves to his feet. Say hi, Braden.
Hi.
I already applied Thieves to his feet, so I'm not going to do it again, but I'm going to show you how I did it. So the first thing you want to look at with the oils, on the back of the bottle it will give you directions, and it will say dietary supplement, topical, or aromatic, and it will give you a recommendation on how many drops. So for Thieves, because Thieves is considered a hot oil, meaning it can sting a little when you turn it on, when you put it on, and not sting like a pain, it just gives you like a tingly, like an icy hot feeling is what they mean when they say a hot oil. So for Thieves, it always needs to be diluted because it's a hot oil. Our very first experience with Thieves was for Maddie when she was teething, and we were told by somebody different to just put it directly on her gums, and we wanted to try it on Alan first because we're not just going to put anything in her mouth that we didn't know what it was. And Alan put it in his mouth and he said, "Babe, that's hot," and he had to go down and get a drink of water because it burned his mouth a little bit. So always dilute oils, especially in children, but especially the hot oils. So anyway, I segued there a little bit. But so for the Thieves, what you're going to do is you're going to dilute it, and I am going to put Thieves on his feet because if anybody saw my Facebook post, he's sick. He has croup right now and a touch of pneumonia. Yay. So I'm going to put Thieves on his feet to try to get the nasty stuff out of his body. And I've been diffusing it in the house the entire day for the other 2 kids because I don't want them to get sick. So what I do for the Thieves is I take a carrier oil. Normally I use coconut oil for the kids for their feet because it's just a little bit thicker and it applies a little bit better. But you can use a bunch of different kinds. I also have, hold on just a second, baby. I also have rose hip seed oil, which is good for the face because it doesn't clog your pores as much as the coconut oil does. And then I also have grapeseed oil, just put in a little dropper bottle here too. And if I was going to use one of these, all I would do is unscrew this, drop about 5 drops in my hand, and then 1 drop of Thieves. But with the coconut oil, all I do for the coconut oil, and I'm not going to do it like I said because we just did it and I don't want to waste it. So I would reach in here and I would take a small glob of coconut oil on my hand, and we're talking just not even like that much, like a tiny glob, because if you think about it, when coconut oil is melted down, you want about 5 drops of carrier oil to 1 drop of Thieves. So think about how much coconut oil would be 5 drops. So once I have the coconut oil in my hand, I would have already unscrewed this because I did that in the last video and it's super difficult. Coconut oil in my hand, 1 drop of Thieves, mix, and then put your feet up here for a second, and then I would just rub his feet down with it. And that's what we did last time. And then if I have any left over on my hands, I just kind of rub it on my feet too, which you couldn't see my foot there, so that defeated the purpose, but you get the point. So the next thing that I'm going to use on him is lavender oil down his spine because he has a touch of, he's really excited about making a video too. He has a touch of fever. It was 100 last night when we went to the ER, so, and he's feeling a little bit warm again today, so I'm going to put some on him. Stand up for me, babe. Lavender oil can be applied neat, and it's oils in general aren't recommended for kids under the age of 6 months. So if you're putting it on a little babe, like, you don't have to take it all the way off. I still dilute most of his oils because he's only 10 months. Lavender oil I apply neat to his jawline to help with the discomfort of teething. So it just depends, but they're not recommended for children under 6 months of age. I will say that I did use them before that, but they're not recommended. So all I do is I put my finger over the top of the bottle, turn it upside down. I figure that's about 1 drop, and I run lavender down his spine. And I'm going to do 2 drops for him because he's a little bit bigger. I've also heard peppermint down the spine works really well also for a fever. I normally just, lavender is my go-to because peppermint would also need to be diluted because it's a hot oil. And then the other thing that I'm going to use on him is RC, which is for that cough, congestion, junkiness in his chest and throat. This one also needs to be diluted. Yeah, 1 drop with 1 drop of olive oil. So this one doesn't have to be diluted as much, so it's a 1-for-1 ratio. But I normally do 2 drops of carrier oil to 1 drop, and this one I'm going to use the grapeseed oil. So I just squeeze some in the dropper. I'm sure you know how to use droppers. I put 2 drops in my hand. 1 drop of oil. Whoop, that was 2. I'm going to add another drop of carrier. And then mix my hands together and on his chest. And put your head up, baby. In his throat. Okay, good job. And that's it. Some of the other ways that I suggest using your oils, you can get, we're not done yet. You can be done if you want. Some of the other ways that I suggest using your oils is you can pre-mix, okay, stop please. Why don't you go upstairs and play? You can pre-mix solutions of your oils. I say solutions because I can't think of another word for it, but so what I did last time that the kids had a cough, we had hand, foot, and mouth a couple months ago, I took half a cup of coconut oil, and then I just added a certain amount of RC drops to it, and I pre-mixed that in a bowl, and then every time that they would get coffee or junky, I would just pull that out and lather them down with it, so you can leave it pre-mixed. I do that with stuff like pain cream too because I use so much of it. The other thing that you can do is you can get roller balls. We order them from a store called Abundant Health, which is online. You can get them other places, but we like theirs the best, and they're cheaper, I think, than Amazon. So they come with your roller ball filament and then your glass vial, and then it's the same thing for these. All you would do is you would take your carrier oil. So if I'm going to do, normally I do grapeseed oil or I do rose hip seed oil in the roller balls just because it's easier because I don't have to melt down the coconut oil. All I do is I fill this up with the drops of oil that I want. So for RC, I think I didn't do a roller ball in this. What did I do? Sleepy cream. So they're sleepy rollers. So Brayden has been using Dreamcatcher to help with his sleepwalking and sleep talking and his night terrors. So I put 7 drops of Dreamcatcher. Or was it 10 drops? I think I put 10 drops of Dreamcatcher. I filled the rest with carrier oil, and then I just shook it up. Once I put the top on, obviously, put the roller ball on, shook it up to kind of mix it a little bit, and then he just pulls this out and rolls it on his feet himself. So that's another way that you can use the oils. If you don't know where to put them on your body, your feet is always the best place because of the Vitaflex points in your feet. It's going to get where it needs to go. The EOPR, the Essential Oils Pocket Reference, the one we just did a giveaway for, and the one that I posted about Carissa getting them for pretty cheap, is the Bible of oils, and it has pictures in there for Vitaflex points on your hands, points on your feet, where they link to different areas in your body. So that's a really great place to find information too. And I did post, I think, one for the feet in the group, so it should be in the picture, so you can look there too. So the video went super long, like it always does, but I wanted to give you guys kind of a breakdown of how to use your oils. And of course, if you have one specific in mind, or you have one ailment or one thing that you want to use them for in mind, you can always post in here and say, hey, what oil would I use for this and where would I put it? Or the Lemonade Library, if you bought your premium starter kit already, is a really great resource too. There's about 15,000 members in there, and somebody has used the oil that you're asking about or has the ailment that you're asking about, and they've used it before. So that is how you use your oils. I'll see you guys on the next video.